Try to reach out to as many people as possible. Yeah, get out of your comfort zone. Don't be worried to make a mistake. Just go for it. I used to keep thinking, this place where women could get ready to go out. Just do hair, just do makeup, don't cut, don't colour, but get ready, get your nails done, get your hair done.
Welcome to the show MomBoss. Today with me, I have Ellie Sakrzewski. I got the name right.
Well done you.
The founder of The Big Blow. So Ellie founded The Big Blow back in 2014, having worked in the fashion and beauty business for over 25 years. And being the lover of the perfect blowout, she decided Singapore definitely had a gap in the market. So tell me, Ellie, first of all, thank you very much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, I'm really curious to find out, how did you know that there will be a market for women who just wanted a blowout?
Well, I think one, it stemmed from me wanting to get my hair blow dried.
Yep.
And I believe, fashion, the timing of that, people are very image conscious right now with all social media that's around. Women, there's a big social market scene here. People go out a lot. People have dinner a lot. People, and the climate in Singapore is also, because we all struggle with our hair.
I see.
And I have crazy curly hair. I always like to get my hair blow dried, and I thought, surely other people do too.
So that's how you started.
I started it, yes.
Okay, and before that, before you were mother to your son Otto, you had a successful career as a makeup artist and hairstylist from London and Paris to Sydney and Tokyo.
Yeah.
So tell me about that.
Well, I've been around. So I started my career, I started hairdressing for the shortest time with this way to get into makeup. I just wanted to get into makeup from my teenage years, probably before that. And so I started in the hair industry and started doing makeup straight away. And I became, cutting a long story short, I became an assistant makeup artist in Paris and London. And then just moved into working on editorial shoots, fashion shows, like London Fashion Week, things like that were my first jobs.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's a pretty cool job to have.
Yeah. So that's what took me around, and then back to Sydney where my family were.
Yep.
And then some years later, not quite soon after that, I moved to Tokyo with my then partner. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then that industry is enormous in Tokyo.
Oh, okay. And I see that you've worked with some of the biggest names in fashion and music, like Alexander McQueen, Issey Miyake, David Bowie, and you've even worked closely with Mr. Shu Uemura, who was living in Tokyo.
Yes.
So, and then you moved to Singapore. What brought you to Singapore?
It was my fiance's job that brought us there. So, and because he had the corporate role, and I had the one, I had the role that could move around.
Right.
So of course, when you're in a relationship with someone, you discuss these things,
correct.
and you're like, okay, well, I can get an agent in Tokyo, because that's how you work as a freelance makeup artist. And I was a little bit when I met him, because we moved not long after we met. In that, I think I'm going to move back to London because I had such a great work there.
Yeah.
So when he sort of mentioned Tokyo, I thought, that would be good.
Yeah,
let's check it out,
right?
Yeah, and look, and it's a funny place to try to crack into. And I look back, and it did take a few months, which at the time seemed like a lifetime, but actually that's not long at all. And I got a great agency, and because the domestic scene in Japan is enormous.
I see.
So their fashion week goes for a month.
Oh wow!
Twice a year.
Nice.
They have, brands like Issey Miyake have about 5 or 6 labels under their umbrella.
Yeah.
So, if you've got a job or if you've got them as your client, there's a lot of work just with that. So it's a big industry.
Have you had your son already then? Or?
No, I had my son in Singapore.
Yeah, I see.
After we moved to Singapore in 2001.
And then he moved again for his job.
Yeah, and we moved here.
Came along.
And I thought, okay, well, let's, I've got the job that can move, and so I spent a lot of the first year I was in Singapore, back in Tokyo, because I had so much work there.
Right.
And then I became pregnant with my son.
Okay.
Yeah. So
And then he was born here, and then this is home now.
Well, I've been here 18 years.
Oh wow.
Certainly my home. Yes, definitely for now. Yeah.
Okay. And like, I'm sure like a lot of audience watching, especially with these days, we do tend to move a lot for work, right? And how do you make yourself like known again in a new, every time you move to a new city?
Sure, and I think I've been here 18 years now.
Yeah.
So I haven't done that, for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I came from a background where you would have an agent represent you.
Yeah.
So you go to, from Paris you go to London, and then you meet all the different agencies,
yeah.
you see who can take you on,
Yeah.
and then they work for you, a little bit like a model agent.
Yeah.
And I'm back from the days of a physical portfolio.
What you've
your
done.
book, right? So now it's all digital.
Oh.
So they will send out your digital photos to clients. So I moved away more from that field when I opened my business, and actually I took time off when I had my son for some time. But now I think we have the beauty of social media that wasn't around back then for me. So that would be what I would do, definitely. Social media.
Just post your work on social media.
Post my work, and try to reach out to as many people as possible. I'm a pretty good networker.
Right.
And so I would do that.
That's a good tip.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so you moved to Singapore, you have your son, and then you took a few years break, and then you're back in the industry again, doing makeup and hair, and then you started the business. Was it hard from like, non-business person and just like,
Yeah, well, I'm one of those people, I'm always scamming up and thinking of ideas. And to be honest, I had this idea in my head for about 10 years. And it was pre the blowout bar.
Yes.
Phenomenons that started like Dry Bar in Los Angeles, and basically I kept, I used to keep thinking, this place where women could get ready to go out, just do hair, just do makeup, don't cut, don't color, but get ready, get your nails done, get your hair done. And then I was going through a little bit of I went through a divorce, and so I was going through a particularly tough time in my life, and because I had taken a good 10 years off, apart from doing odd jobs here and there to spend time with my son. And which was a very fortunate position I was in, that I was able to do that. And then I think when you you go through something that's a little bit life-changing, and then you kind of get your groove back, so to speak. I just went, what, that idea that I had, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
And it was about the time when the Dry Bar and that opened that I thought, hang on, that's my idea. I thought of that. I've been thinking about it for 10 years.
It's time to let us do that.
And there was nothing like that in Singapore. And I thought, right, let's do it.
And how's it been since then?
It's a hard work.
Yeah.
I absolutely love it. It's not an easy ride, and yes, of course, I'm not a business person, and so you're learning on the way.
You source for location, and you finally open it. And who are your first customers? How do you reach out to them?
How did I reach out? Gosh, it was funny. We put it on Facebook. We because I lived here also for some time, I had a pretty good network.
I see.
So we and I had a business partner for a short time who came from a marketing background, so that was great. I wanted to be in Cluny Court, and so we put ourselves there, and I think it was Facebook. We did a pop-up event first. We approached Cluny Court and just to find out about rent and what it would be like to be there. Would they be interested in our concept? Would they have a space?
Yeah.
And at the time they didn't, and we said, would you be interested in doing a pop-up event? And they said, wow, yeah, okay, that sounds fun. And I don't think at that point they had done pop-ups in there.
It's a very recent thing, isn't it?
And so we did that. We did 2 weekends of like at the sort of second floor in the open space doing these touch-up makeup and quick hair.
Really?
And so it was that was a great way for people, because it's a kind of a local shopping
and
centre.
for you to know where people want it, right?
Yes. So it was fun. That's how we kicked off.
Oh, I think that's a brilliant idea to actually test your business ideas.
Test the business idea. Just see if people are receptive to it. And we also, because we have a mobile business, we started that first. So we sort of Facebooked out that we are a mobile.
So you can go to someone's home and just get ready for them.
And we still have that. We are like the Singapore Glam Squad. We can go all over Singapore.
Sounds very good. And also because Singapore is such a small city, it's easy for you to move around.
Yes, you can say we go island wide. It's not a problem.
It's not like big like Australia.
You have to
like drive
Sydney
1 hour out.
Yeah, Sydney's hard. Yeah, places like that. Yeah.
Good. And so far, it's been 5 years. If you can do it all over again, what won't you do? Like, what would change?
What would change? Oh my gosh. it should be a really easy question. But, well, just to be not frightened, to just go for it. You know, like don't be intimidated.
So like every time you have any ideas,
just try it. Right? Just try it. Just go for it. Yeah.
Have you like made a super duper big mistake?
Oh, of course, I make them every day.
Oh. That's a good one.
No,
Is there anything like in particular that's so like?
No, I can't think. I think you just, I think you do. You know, like you make an advertising mistake. You take out advertising that's too expensive, or you discount for something too much, or sometimes you do things and you still do like promotional things because you think, we'll do that for promotional, we'll see if maybe that didn't work, or
just keep
maybe
testing things.
Yeah, actually, you can. Now that I'm thinking about it, you can bite off more than you can chew. Like which I did a couple of years ago, where I just like, let's open a second shop and let's just do it. And we'll work it all out as we go.
Right. Did
actually,
you?
No. we did. Well, we did, and I just luckily it was a short term thing at first, and I just bit off more than I could handle at the time. It was too soon. Yeah, but that's okay because I'm a positive person. I sort of thought, okay, well, I learned from that. That's good. That was an expensive marketing exercise.
But at least now you know not to jump into the second one and then
until you completely
fit out
have a good
and
business strategy.
Money.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. And so, what's the long-term plan for the Perfect Blow? The big blow. Sorry.
That's okay. Well, I've just now starting to talk to different investors to expand the business, which I would love to do. Our plan is to streamline the business. Mm-hmm. We have more products coming into the salon that are very key products that we use as stylists, and streamline the business and open in other locations.
Okay, what do you mean by streamline?
What we did was we started off purely blow dries, makeup, and then we brought on cuts and colours, which, because that was the demand.
That's what people wanted.
That's what people wanted. We have that. The streamlining would be we condense it down to a smaller space. We will keep our flagship salon at Cluny Court for sure. Yeah. We streamline it into very specific menus, blowouts, makeup, eyebrows, lashes.
Back to the original
idea, and with the key products, so people can come in and they need this, this, and this. They want that, and that, and put the salons into strategic locations that clientele around that area would demand.
Oh, okay. Sounds exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting.
So that's in the next year.
In the next year, we want to start planting these seeds.
Yay!
Yes.
Can't wait to see what
I'm
you've got in store.
Yes.
Okay, so how do you balance being, I don't like to use the word balance because there's really no balance, but
yes, there's no balance.
Yeah, I know, right? And your kids, you have a boy.
I have a boy.
16 years old.
Yeah.
And how old was he when you started the business?
He would have been about 10.
Yeah. Then how did you manage?
It was really tough at first because when you have your own business, I think I didn't take a day off for the first month. So you are just riddled with mummy guilt. Right. But you're guilty when you're at work, you're guilty when you're at home, and you're not at work. Luckily where I was living was very close to the salon. Okay. So I would be able to race home as quickly as possible. So my turnaround time was pretty quick. Yeah, how do you balance? Well, there is no balance, is there? But I just now try to, the time I spend with him, the good time. Yeah. That good time, all of my time. Yes. Yeah. And I still do.
Okay. And so, you were saying that you're struggling with mom guilt, and I'm sure a lot of women out there are doing that, whether they're in business or they're working, and we just constantly have this. Yeah. I should have more time for them, or I should have more time for my business. And do you have a good advice that for moms who are struggling with mom guilt, perhaps?
Don't feel guilty. No, I think what I try to do with my son is he knows the schedule of the day that's going to happen. And and I think because children, like humans, I think like structure a little bit. And so I've just really tried to structure out time. And then on, for example, Sundays is my day with him. And we just have all day together, and we do fun things, or dinners at night. We have nice dinner at night. I mean, he's at school, and he's at 16, so he might have 2 or 3 hours. Yeah. But now that the business is, moving on in the year, I can now say, okay, well, I don't work on Tuesday afternoons, or I don't work Thursday afternoons. And I really just try to carve out the time properly.
Feel more flexible.
Yeah, be more flexible. Yeah.
Okay. And what's the one advice that you would give either aspiring mompreneurs or mommy who are currently just started the business?
Just to be brave and go for it.
Yeah.
Absolutely, do that. And I've learnt that along the way as well.
And you mentioned that, you're a big networker. You're big on network. So how do you do that? How do you network?
I think it's naturally my personality. I do like to meet people and connect. If I think that I know someone that would be a great person to. I like to do that.
It's something that people could actually learn to become. Because in the Asian culture, we tend to be a bit more timid. We're like, we want to network, but we don't know how. And how do you just reach out to someone?
Well, I think, and maybe it comes with it, and I'm learning every day, and every month and every year, and I've changed a lot. Not changed a lot, it's not my person as I am.
Yeah.
But
it's
to
grow.
Yeah, I was so nervous when I first started the business because I had, I'd been at home for some years, I hadn't been in a business meeting, all those things for so long, right? And probably because I come from a fashion background. And the first, proper meetings we first had, I would say to my then business partner, you do the talking. But it only took about 2 meetings to go, hang on, stop talking, I'm going to talk to you. It's not that hard, it's about just be brave.
Get out
and don't worry about, get out of your comfort zone. Don't be worried to make a mistake or that if you don't understand every single facet of the business.
Yeah.
For example, I don't understand how to do an Excel spreadsheet. That's okay.
Yeah. Let someone else do it or learn.
Have a bit of an understanding about it, but what's going on in your business, so to speak. But don't be stressed out if you don't know how to do projections or
Yeah. I wholly agree on that. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Michelle.
We find out more about you.
You can find out more about us on Instagram. We have an Instagram, The Big Blow. We have a Facebook, The Big Blow. We are at Cluny Court.
Yep.
Our website is www.thebigblow.com.
Yep. And the salon is open
7 days a week.
Yep. And just make an appointment before you go there.
Yes, absolutely. Give us a call anytime.
Yes. Ellie did my makeup once for a shoot.
Yes.
That's how we met. That's how we met. And I like how she enhanced my feature without making me look like someone else. So if you need help with that, makeup and hairdo, don't find me.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.